Hey guys, welcome to Time discussion. And today, the quote for today is: The times are testing, but let the spirit of learning be higher than before. Let's begin today's lesson with high spirit of learning. Time discussion. Okay, so now, guys, what do you think can our today's topic be? So let's see what today's topic is. Okay, guys, so our topic for today is liver and its types. Let's start. Okay, are you guys ready? So let's go. Now, this is the output and this is the input on our liver. Okay, now what is a liver actually? A liver is a simple machine. It is something that can be used in a lot of ways. One way is by measuring things or by seeing which way weighs more, and a liver is supported by a fulcrum which it uses to lift weights. It is one of 6 simple machines. There are 3 types of livers: first class, second class, and third class. Okay, I hope that you understood what a liver is. A liver basically is a simple kind of machine. Okay, it's a normal simple machine. It is something that can be used in a lot of ways. One way is by measuring things or by seeing which way is higher or which way is lower, right? A lever is supported by a fulcrum which it uses to lift weights. Okay, it is one of 6 simple machines. There are 3 types. Okay, now you know the 3 types: first class, second class, and third class. So it's very easy to remember that how many classes: first, second, third, like that, normal. Okay, so now let's move on to our next slide. Okay, guys, so we say, I wanted to explain you before going on to the types of liver. I wanted to explain you this diagram. Okay, so in this diagram, we call this diagram as crowbar. Okay, crowbar. Okay, now this is our liver. This rod you see, this is our liver. Okay, and down to hold it, I just told you to hold it, to lift the liver, there is fulcrum. Okay, now over here we put our input, which is called our effort. Okay, this input is our effort. Okay, and from that whatever comes is the load, output. So input is our effort, output is our load. Okay, so effort is that whatever we put from our hand onto it, okay, which goes down, and output tells us the rate. Okay, now in input, it is basically an effort that we are putting, but output we can also say resistance. Okay, output can also be a resistance. Okay, fine. Now let's move on to the types of livers. So there are 3 kinds of livers. The difference between them is where the fulcrum is and where the forces are. Okay, so first of all you need to know that there are 3 kinds of livers, but the difference between all of them 3 is that the place where we keep the fulcrum and the forces is different. Okay, so now let's learn it from our next slide. Types of livers. Now this is our first class liver. Now a first class liver is a liver where the fulcrum is in between the effort and resistance. Okay, so a first class liver is a liver where the fulcrum is. Okay, is a liver where the fulcrum is in between the effort and the resistance. Okay, so the fulcrum is in middle, and the load, the effort and resistance also goes as the load. Seesaws and crowbars are examples of the first class liver. Seesaws and the crowbars, you see. Okay, so this is a seesaw right now, you see. Now in this one, this is an example of a first class liver where this is the fulcrum. Okay, you guys see, right? Wait a minute, I'll just leave in a minute. So you see guys, this is this, you see, this is our fulcrum. Okay, now this is over here our output. What did I just told you? What is the output? The output is basically the load. Okay, so that girl is sitting over here, so the output is shown over here, that she went down and the output came up. So because we kept our effort, the girl set, so her effort came on top and the boy went up. Okay, and this is effort and this is resistance. A new name for effort we can say is resistance. Fine. Okay, I hope you understand well. Now let's go on to the third class lever. I mean, sorry, second class lever. Okay, so let's go on to our second one, lever. Just a minute. Okay, so guys, this is our second class lever. Now a second class lever is where the resistance is in between and is in the between the effort and the fulcrum. Wheelbarrows and wrenches are examples of a second class lever. Okay, so now let me explain you. So guys, in this diagram it's very easy. Now see, the load is the one on which we put the effort, isn't it? Now this silver rods you see which are making this wheelbarrows is wrenches, is this one, the gray one. Now on that we hold it and we are pushing our effort. The load is kept on the lever. Okay, and we are putting our effort to move it, and fulcrum is helping us by being a wheel. Okay, understood? So the second class lever is where the resistance is in the between the effort and the fulcrum. Wheelbarrows and wrenches are examples of the second class lever. Okay, this is a very easy thing you should understand. Okay, in the next slide we have the third class lever. A third class lever is where the effort is between the resistance and the fulcrum. So the resistance is in between, means the effort is in the between. Okay, now staplers and your forearm are examples of the third class lever. Okay, guys, so now third class lever is a very easiest thing I will explain you. Effort. Okay, this is a load which is the resistance over here. Okay, now this is our effort. So you see, now you see that a pivot point, fulcrum, and load. In between that is our effort. So now we keep our paper in between. That can be also called the load, and also the stapler pins can be the load. Okay, and fulcrum. So load is the one we are keeping in middle, and we're putting an effort to move it and staple the page or paper or anything. Now pivot is the fulcrum, which is helping us to move pivot point, right? It is helping us to move it. Same with our forearm. Okay, same as with our forearm. Now let's move on to our next slide. Okay guys, so now in the next part we see our forearm. Now I'll explain you about the forearm. Okay, in the forearm, this is our pivot point, means the fulcrum, right? Our elbow point in which the bone is there and the muscle is there. Now you see, this is our load. Our hand is our load, means our resistance. Our effort is in our muscles. When we push up our hand to pull our muscles up, that is the effort we are doing. And the load is over there, the resistance, right? The load that we are putting up, and the fulcrum is helping us move it. Okay, now let's move on to the next slide. Levers. Okay, now these are some points about the levers. Forces can move objects by turning them around a pivot. Okay, so now forces can help, or forces can move objects by turning them around a pivot. So the forces can help us. Okay, a long bar that's pivot is a lever. Okay, a long bar where a pivot is a lever. Okay, this is a pivot and this is our lever. Okay, when you push down on one side, you are applying force, right? When you push down on one side, you are applying the force, isn't it? The object on the other end is the load, where that moves up, right? Using a lever magnifies the force and makes the objects easier to move. Okay, using a lever, if we use a lever, it will help us to magnify the force. and make the object easier to move. Okay, so thank you guys, this was our PPT. I hope you understood well in this lesson, because this is a very easy topic and very nice to understand. You will love this topic, like not love, actually you would like it and it would be fun, I think, for you. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it helped you in some kind of way. Please like it, share it, and subscribe it. Thank you so much. See you in our next video.